The processional was played by Mr. Benassi. Thank you. Welcome. Welcome to the 61st commencement ceremony of the Leysin American School. It's a pleasure to all have you here. I'd like to ask everyone to please turn off your cell phones or put them on silent. Thank you. I'd like to now greet the following guests. Mr. Claude Gaulis, President of the Town Council. Mr. Jean-Marc Udriot, Mayor of Leysin. Mrs. Stephanie Ott, Chair of the LAS Board. Dr. Christophe Ott, Member of the LAS Board. Mrs. Doris Ott, President of the Foundation Board. Dr. Stephen Ott and Dr. Maurizio Fabri, Vice President and Member of the Foundation Board. The priest, Mr. Pascal Lucadi, priest of here at the church. Parents, family members, and other guests, LAS faculty and staff, and especially the class of 2022. A special thank you to Father Pascal Lucadi for hosting us here in this magnificent church. I'm pleased to introduce Mr. Simon Curson, the faculty member chosen by the class of 2022 to deliver the opening words. Mr. Curson has taught science at LAS for the last 6 years. He's also Savoy dorm head. Through his involvement in the Duke of Edinburgh's International Awards Program, Mr. Curson shares his love of the outdoors with the LAS community. He's known for his dry British sense of humor, but most importantly, his tremendous commitment to and compassion for his students. Please welcome Mr. Simon Curson.
Thank you, Dr. Ott, for those kind words of introduction. It's great to see so many of you face to face, and welcome to the online audience. Well, this must be serious. I think it's the first time that I've experienced the full attention of grade 12. And it feels nice. Almost everyone was on time, no one is wandering around or taking bathroom breaks, and I don't see a single phone in sight. Maybe now is the time to teach you some chemistry. Maybe another time. Thank you for choosing me as your graduation speaker, although I'm fairly sure that it's just because you heard a rumor that I was planning on skipping the ceremony to go climbing. This was the only way to ensure that I would be present. For the parents that don't know me, my name is Simon Curzon, and for the students that don't recognize me with a clean shave, I'm Mr. Curzon, the guy that's been trying to teach you chemistry for 6 years. Apart from being the chemistry teacher, my other role at the school is as surrogate dad or dorm head for upwards of 70 teenage boys at one time. I'm not sure what I've done to deserve this. I look after the boys at this school during their 10th and 11th grade. Some of the fine specimens in this audience have spent 1 or 2 years with me in this capacity. I could fill this whole speech with stories from those years, like the 2 young ladies calling one of the gentlemen pretending to be the police, or the habit that both boys and girls develop for paintballing injuries in grade 10. But some stories are better off for the banquet and not the church. There is actually no way that I would have missed this moment. Together, we have shared many first-time experiences. For you, perhaps your first time at boarding school, your first load of laundry, and your first steps in independence from your parents. For me, although hopefully independent already from my parents, this was my first boarding school. You were the first classes that I taught. You were my first 2 years as dorm head. You were my first IB classes and all the stress that comes with that. So it seems only appropriate that I'm giving my first graduation speech with you. As I look at you as a class, I know that you are leaving LAS having become the embodiment of innovative, compassionate, and responsible citizens of the world. You might not even recognize that as the school motto, but it has given me great pride to have witnessed you develop the skills you will need in this ever-changing world. And no, I don't mean how well you do calculus or your expertise at stoichiometry. I mean the moments of kindness, compassion, cooperation, and true empathy that I've seen every one of you show. I am confident that you will all make a positive impact on this world. Whether it is going straight into college or into business or into an as unyet defined career. Don't worry, I'm still finalizing my career path. I can't pretend, however, that you are inheriting an easy world, and it would be hard to do this whole speech without mentioning the pandemic. You as a class have been through a lot. You've experienced how many pod modes, how many online lessons, how many quarantines and supervised walks to Eagle's Nest. I wonder how many times you've seen your teachers fumbling around with technology, and I'm pretty certain that you guys had good internet connection this whole time and were just messing with us. I'm sure some of you are hoping that these factors will be taken into account in the IB grade boundaries. But let's not dwell on that, as the exams are done and your thoughts should be on the future. The resilience and fortitude that you have developed as a result of these experiences will serve you well in the future. I want to share some advice from my father. He's a maths teacher with a penchant for sarcasm, so I didn't really stand a chance. Life is filled with doors, he would tell me. And what he meant by that is opportunity. You are surrounded by opportunity everywhere throughout your life. The goal, he would tell me, usually after a couple of Guinnesses at the cricket club, is to keep as many doors open as possible. Even if you don't plan to go through it, never close a door. Other than disliking Guinness, this has stuck with me. I've tried to live my life where all my doors are open. And as you sit here, you are surrounded by doors. Whether that is your classman next to you, potentially your future business partners on ventures unknown, or maybe it's the diploma you just completed, whether it's the LAS or the IB. Nothing you have done has been a waste. Try to find the door and keep it open. You may never think about photosynthesis again, but the problem-solving learned through that concept will open doors for you in the future. Thank you very much for your attention. I look forward to meeting more of the parents later on today who are responsible for this wonderful graduating class. I look forward to hearing about your future successes. Remember, you are always welcome back at LAS. Pop in for a visit to say hello, or come give a talk about whatever it is you end up doing. I cannot wait to hear your stories and your successes. Congratulations and good luck to the graduating class of 2022.
Thank you, Mr. Curson. We are happy to welcome the Chœur Mixte L'Avenir, a choir from the neighboring town of Les Diablerets. They'll be performing two pieces, the Swiss National Anthem, and the second one is called Passer le Pont. So as they come in, I'd like to ask everyone to please stand for the Swiss National Anthem.
doux rayons du soir jouent encore dans le bois noir. Nos cœurs se sentent plus heureux près de Dieu. Loin des vains bruits de la plaine, l'âme en paix plus sereine. Au ciel monte plus joyeux, au ciel monte plus joyeux, les accents d'un cœur pieux, les accents émus d'un cœur pieux. Passer le pont, partir à l'aventure, crier qu'on a des rêves à partager. Il est nouveau, celui qui nous le jure. Le monde est beau de sa folie d'aimer. On doit chez nous comme invité du vent, celui qui part et qui revient souvent, souvent. La passerelle aux souvenirs d'enfants et tout le ciel offert à des haubans. Passer le pont, partir à l'aventure, crier qu'on a des rêves à partager. Il est nouveau, celui qui nous le jure. Le monde est beau de sa folie d'aimer. Passer le pont, vouloir changer de rire, chanter les mots avant que d'en parler, parler. Et danser, passer le pont, partir à l'aventure, crier qu'on a des rêves à partager. Il est nouveau, celui qui nous le jure. Le monde est beau de sa folie d'aimer. Pour l'avenir, le flot nous tend la main. De gais prend nos routes en leur chemin, chemin. Les fleuves ont mis la fleur à leur tonneau. Les vins d'ici nous font chanter plus haut. Passer le pont, partir à l'aventure, crier qu'on a des rêves à partager. Il est nouveau, celui qui nous le jure. Le monde est beau de sa folie d'aimer.
Passer le pont means going over the bridge. So this piece actually really nicely symbolizes this transition from the end of high school to the next stages of your lives. So thank you very much, Chœur Mixte de l'Avenir. Thank you. At LAS, everybody comes from different places from around the world. So we are here, somewhat the foreigners, in this beautiful town. However, we have excellent relations with the town, and the town authorities and the town people make us always feel very welcome. So it is an immense pleasure today to welcome the Mayor of Leysin to say a couple of words, Mr. Jean-Marc Udriot, please.
Thank you, Dr. Ott, to welcome me today. Chère famille Ott, chères étudiantes et étudiants, chères familles, chères enseignantes, enseignants, mesdames et messieurs, en vos titres et fonctions, tout d'abord, je vous apporte les cordiales salutations des autorités communales de Leysin en ma qualité de syndic. C'est un vrai plaisir que de me retrouver ce jour avec vous dans cet endroit extraordinaire de par son histoire, afin de célébrer à nouveau les étudiants de l'excellente école Leysin American School. Dear students, graduates, congratulations and good luck for your future activities. My dearest, wish is that you never forget Leysin, a town that has always known how to welcome and receive. As for you, the teaching staff, thank you for your commitment to the training of all these students from all over the world. Your work is remarkable. And finally, the management and the Ott family. In less than 1 month, you will be celebrating 61 years of your institution. This is excellent and noteworthy. And we, the municipal authority, are proud to have a family business of your importance amongst us. Un très grand homme politique égal son appartenance disait « Il ne faut avoir aucun regret pour le passé, aucun remords pour le présent et une confiance inébranlable pour l'avenir. » C'est ce que je vous souhaite à toutes et tous. Ces phrases ont encore plus d'importance en lien avec ce que nous vivons dans le monde actuellement. Très bonne suite à chacun d'entre vous. Longue vie à LAS, longue vie à la commune de Leysin. Thank you for your attention.
Merci, Monsieur le Syndic. I will now introduce the Senior Award recipients. As I say your name, I would ask you just to briefly stand. I'll now start with the Sigrid and Fred Ott Founders Award. Awarded to the graduating student who embraces Sigrid and Fred Ott's ideals of scholarly pursuit and intellectual curiosity as a foundation for his understanding of the world. This award is sponsored by the late Mrs. Sigrid Ott, the founder of LAS. The recipient of this award is Divyansh Jain. The Faculty Award for Innovation. Awarded to the student who, in view of the faculty, best embodies a passion for learning through an innovative and open-minded approach to scholarship. The award goes to Dialikai and Alexander Bishop. The Maurizio Fabri Award for Compassion, awarded to a student who shows great strength of character and a sense of kindness and caring to the whole LAS community. This award recipient this year is Rin Chalwadit. The Award for Responsibility, awarded to the student who has shown growth in making responsible and thoughtful decisions that take into account those around them. This award goes to Oliver Holmes. ECIS Award for International Understanding, awarded to a pupil who is a good representative of his own country with a positive attitudes towards the life and culture of his host country, able to converse in at least 2 languages, a contributing force to the life of the school with the ability to bring different people together in a sense of community, thus furthering the cause of international understanding. The recipient of this award is Eduard Widmeyer Ruiz Picasso. The Doris and Stephen Ott Award for Excellence, awarded to a student who best embodies Doris and Stephen Ott's ideals of developing innovative, compassionate, and responsible citizens of the world. This award goes to Phoenix Pelletier. Salutatorian. This honor is awarded to a senior who has taken a highly challenging academic program and who has the 2nd highest academic standing in the senior class. The class of 2022 has 2 salutatorians, Alexander Bishop and Judy Ma. Valedictorian. This honor is awarded to the senior who has taken a highly challenging academic program and who has the highest academic standing in the senior class. Exceptionally, in the class of 2022 has 2 valedictorians, Divyansh Jain and Łukasz Wezokowski. Divyansh came to LAS 2 years ago from New Delhi. From the black box to the blackboard, Div's hard work at LAS earned him a place at Duke University next year, where he will undoubtedly excel. Łukasz joined us 2 years ago from Poland. He is not only a high achiever in the classroom, but also an essential part of our technical theater program. He will join the University of Twente in Netherlands next year, where he'll undoubtedly contribute as much to their community as he has here at LAS. They are both LAS representatives at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival this summer, which is a festival about theater. So I'd like to now ask Div and Łukasz to please step forward for the valedictorian speech.
Well, first of all, thank you, Dr. Ott, for this wonderful introduction. Thank you to everyone who was responsible for bestowing upon me this honor of being the co-valedictorian of class of 2022. I would assume this would be mostly administration here. I would say that's an interesting decision, and especially given this privilege of being able to speak to all of you, yet here we are. And thank you to all of you, students, parents, faculty, whoever of you actually made it, staff, and everyone else, for this opportunity to you've given me to say a few words. When preparing this address, I've had to make quite a few adjustments between the Friday awards banquet, parts of which you've already had the pleasure to listen to, and this ceremony today. A lot of what I could say, and in fact, more importantly, a lot of what deserves to be said at such occasion, has been said already. the conclusion of one important chapter in the lives of the class of 2022, and perhaps the beginning of another one, even more important one. Something ends, something begins. We've all, at least as students, we've heard it 1,000 times by now, and as much as it doesn't detract from the truth in those words, is it really that interesting to go over and over? Therefore, if you will indulge me, I would like to share a brief personal reflection on the LAS community. I don't see any resistance from the administration, therefore I will proceed. When I look at the class of 2022, the one thing that needs to be acknowledged is the extreme diversity, or even, to put it more bluntly, on the fundamental level, we have so little in common. Yes, there are groups that share their nationality, and the Polish one is inexplicably large, if you ask me. There are groups that share, well, attitude to life, academic inclination, lifestyle choices, or even sometimes lack of academic inclination. But ultimately, I don't think there is a way to address all of you students here other than you are the LAS class of 2022, or even we are the LAS class of 2022. And as much as I strongly disagree with you on pretty much every single one of the choices I mentioned before, well, this is our shared experience. This is the one thing that we all have in common. And, well, this will be what we remember, whether we like that idea or not. As for faculty, again, only most of them are with us in spirit. Some of them have managed to be with us in person. Things aren't that much different. You are all starkly different individuals of all walks of life. And so it is impossible to treat you as a homogeneous group. I think I've got to know quite a few of you quite well. And similarly, I believe that each and every one of you got to know at least a student or two of the class of 2022 quite well too. Some of them, or some of us, you liked throughout. Some never really grew on you, even though you wanted them to. And some started out pretty good, but then sort of gave up throughout, often when the university acceptances came in. And what really is important about it is that this will be your shared experience with the class of 2022. This is what, and this is who you will remember when we're gone, not pretty soon. Because ultimately, when you look at it from a broader perspective, whether you're a student or a teacher, education is all about people. You can have facilities, you can have resources, you can have funds, but the one thing that LAS and indeed the class of 2022 would not be the same without is you, students and faculty. I might love you, I might hate you, I might be completely indifferent to your existence. However, I am grateful for knowing you. As grateful as I could ever be, because all of you have made this experience, this unusual, this odd, this experience unlike anything else, exactly what it has been for me. Thank you. And please, welcome to Bianca.
Thank you, Łukasz. Wow, that is a lot of people. I was not expecting these many people. Okay. Good afternoon, parents, family members, teachers, faculty, and the amazing, amazing class of 2022. Class of 2022, that is really a mouthful and really hard for me to say, and I promise I had to say that 5 times in the mirror this morning to get it right. Okay. But now that that is out of the way, I would like to say that I am greatly honored to be able to speak in front of every one of you today. However, before I begin, I would like to thank a few people. Firstly, I am so grateful to my parents for everything and super happy that my mom, my sister, and my aunt are sitting there in the 5th row, grinning from ear to ear, and my mom recording a video of me. I am also extremely grateful to Daria. Daria, thank you so much for being there for me this year and for helping. And for basically helping me write half of this speech, but yeah, okay. And Alexander, Ellie, Ella, Hannah, Natsumi, Nadia, Alice, Eric, and so many other people. I know I'm missing a lot of names here, but all my amazing friends, you know who you are. Thank you for always pushing me and for being the incredible, incredible people you guys are. Lastly, I would sincerely thank the teachers and staff that have made my time, and I'm sure all of our times here, an incredible experience with lots of fond memories. So I would like to ask all seniors here to join me in giving a big round of applause to the teachers and staff for everything that they've done for us these past 2 years. Okay, now on to the main thing, us. Dear class of 2022, congratulations. We have done it, and finally, today is the day. The past 2 years of our hard work, efforts, friendship, and coffee-fueled nights, depending on the night, have finally paid off. Today is the day we officially get to be called LAS Alumni. Today is the day we graduate high school and move on to a completely new chapter in our lives. Today is the day we no longer have to worry about check-ins, Google Classroom, Power School, or in some cases, infractions or on campuses. I am looking at you, Christoph. Okay. Recollecting the past 2 years while preparing this speech, I realized that we have experienced and learned so much. And I am not alone in saying that the past 2 years have been a journey, an adventure, and completely unforgettable. We have gone on roller coasters of all sorts, from initial quarantines and week-long pod modes to mass classes, and finally to today in this church, all of us together. It is incredible, and the collective experiences that we as a class have made will forever remain with me. When I came here 2 years ago, I did not know what to expect. I had a billion things going on in my mind. The aesthetic mountains from the Instagram page, the numerous activities and the numerous fancy events. I've discovered that LAS is all of that, yes, for sure. But it is so much more. I've realized that LAS is what we make of it. LAS is Oliver Holmes blasting Spanish music in the cave and refusing to play Lady Gaga despite so many requests. LAS is having a sleepover in the Grand Sol, watching Crazy Rich Asians, and LAS is hanging out in the Savoy Lounge, playing pool to escape the dread of assignments until Mr. Kirsten kicks us out. And LAS is learning so many Polish words and Polish swear words that you lose count. And LAS is, surprisingly, learning how to use chopsticks in the middle of the Swiss Alps. It's so weird. LAS is this amazing group of people that is the class of 2022, many of whom I am so lucky to call friends. 2.5 years ago, I would have never believed you if you had said, I would be going to Venice or Paris or any other place for breaks like these, or getting to make such connections with people from all around the world. I have learned to respect and understand different cultures, and sometimes the British accent. I'm sorry, Mr. Kirsten, I only understand 70% of what you say still. Really sorry. Okay. But more than the buildings, infrastructure, and the surroundings, LAS is a place where you meet some of the most incredible and exciting people and create the best of friendships. The companionship and camaraderie that I have experienced these past years, especially this last month as we all struggled under the grind of exams, is unparalleled. I am sure that despite all the ups and downs, the breakdowns, and the highs, in some cases literal, we will look back at these years as some of the most memorable and eventful times of our lives. That said, I would like to say that it is very important that we collectively realize the privilege and abundance of opportunity that we have been provided over the last few years. We have had all kinds of resources at our disposal and have been largely shielded from the multitude of problems that have been occurring worldwide. We have been relatively safe in the middle of a global pandemic and have had largely uninterrupted education, while large parts of the world still continue to have fluctuating online school. In saying this, I would like to end by expressing that it is important that all of us realize the position of privilege and opportunity that we enjoy. I strongly encourage all of us to use this privilege to voice our opinions, stand up for what we believe in and what is right, and create real-world change for real-world issues. Thank you, everyone. Congratulations, class of 2022. This has been an absolute wild ride.
Thank you very much, Div, and thank you, Łukasz. Wonderful, inspiring words, I think nicely describing our wonderful community. So, moving on to the Parent Award. Parents are an essential part of the community. They entrust us with their kids, they recommend LAS families, they sponsor events, they help us bring fresh ideas, help fundraise for a scholarship program and for others. The partnership with the parents is really what helps you students over the time of your enrollment here. I think the parents also, this year, I think they really did an amazing job trusting us even more than usual when I was able to meet for the first time a number of parents who had never set foot here before. You know, when some of you came in grade 11, the parents could not even come here, so it was remarkable. And I also wanted to thank you all for trusting us during these time and only seeing some of us through a Zoom conference and telling us how we were trying to deal with the pandemic. However, there are obviously some parents that come out more, that stick out more, so I wanted to now just present the Parent Award. Joseph Estañol and Carmen Garcia have been part of the LAS community since 2016 when their daughter Anna joined the school. After her graduation in May 2019, their youngest son Xavi joined us as well, and he is today part of the graduating class. They have been enthusiastic ambassadors of the school throughout Andorra and Mexico. In recognition of their contributions to our community, we'd like to honor Mrs. Carmen Garcia and Mr. Josep Estañol, the Parent Award. So please step forward.
Hello, everyone. It is an honor for us to be here today and to be the recipients of such an award. Parents, just like our children, we go through different phases and we mature along the way. We don't tend to be objective because to each of us, our children are the most important things. In fact, I am sure that it is harder for the school to deal with us than our children. For this reason, it has so much merit that LAS is able to stand firm in its values and philosophy, and at the same time, make both students and their parents adore and devote themselves to the school. It is easy for us to attempt to be LAS ambassadors in our country because we are not selling a brand. We are sharing a passion and the emotion of a project that we really believe in. And by doing so, we feel that we are, to some extent, contributing to a better world. That is why I want to thank each and every one of LAS teachers and staff members for going above and beyond all expectations. And especially thank the Ott family for continuing this wonderful legacy. Finally, on a personal note, let me express my special gratitude to Christoph and Gosia Ott for their professionalism and big heart. Remember, if you can dream it, you can do it. Thank you very much, and congratulations, Class 2022.
Thank you, Carmen, for those beautiful words. I'd like to now introduce my parents, Dr. Stephen and Mrs. Doris Ott, President and member of the Swiss Foundation Board. In the summer of 1982, as a family, we were living in Saudi Arabia. We were here that summer to spend a nice time in the cool weather of Leysin. That summer, the LAS board asked my parents to return to LAS. With tremendous courage and strength and 3 young children, including myself, my parents returned to Leysin and took over LAS starting the fall of 1982. After their return, the school developed rapidly. Enrollment grew, the campus expanded. LAS became one of the first schools to be accredited in already 1987, We also introduced the International Baccalaureate program in 1990. In 2001, they established the LAS Educational Fund for the Future, a U.S. 501c3 charitable organization. And in 2005, the Swiss Foundation for the Advancement of International Education was established, which today is the legal owner of the school. As I assumed the role of head of school in 2008, and I was joined by my brother Christoph a few years later, my parents gradually stepped back from all operational responsibilities. In 2018, my sister Stephanie replaced my father as chair of the LAS board. Today, my parents play an important role at the governance level of the school through the Swiss Foundation, and they also enjoy welcoming visitors, families, alumni, and supporters of LAS all around the world. This summer, they are particularly excited to welcome so many members of the LAS global family back to Leysin for the first time to some for the 61st anniversary celebration of LAS in mid-June. So it is with great honor I'd like to welcome to the podium to give my parents to give the commencement address.
Congratulations, class of 22. You look just great in your caps and gowns, so elegant and so adult. This is a special ceremony. You, perhaps, are seeing the most important graduation ceremony that you'll ever have. But we hope that you'll have many more graduation ceremonies in the future. Today not only marks your academic accomplishments, and these are certainly significant, but also a rite of initiation, since your days of childhood are over and your days as an adult now begin. You are well prepared to take on the responsibilities that come with the freedom that you have earned. So celebrate your accomplishments. Enjoy that your parents are proud of you, and perhaps just shed a few tears when you say goodbye later on today to your LAS brothers and sisters. Most of you will be wearing a black gown and black mortarboard in a few years when you qualify for a university bachelor's degree. This will be proof that you have reached a first level of competence in your chosen field of study. Perhaps you'll choose to continue your studies and increase your professional opportunities by earning a master's degree. Then you will be adding a hood to your gown. Perhaps your studies will provide you with such joy and sense of accomplishment that you will continue for a PhD, a doctor in philosophy, and your academic attire will be completed with the 3 stripes or other colorful additions to your gown. Let's look back at history and discover where these traditions came from. You may learn that men and women wore similar attires to indicate the guilds that they belonged to, mostly highly trained professionals in the building trades. Just like you, they had undergone rigorous training, first as apprentices, then becoming tradesmen, and finally masters. During the Middle Ages, especially those who could design and build the beautiful cathedrals, the masons were in demand. They moved quite freely from one country to another, known by the rules of the day as being trained with special talents. Today, one would say they are architects and engineers. As they moved freely, they carried messages and information from one country to another. One could say they were the forecast of the internet. And when they visited the various countries, they would ask themselves, is the king planning a war? Does he pay on time? Is there famine? And many questions were brought forth. Often this aspect of their contribution to society was disliked by the rulers, who wanted to control their population by controlling information. To avoid retributions of the rulers, the Masons kept their information secret, possibly hidden in heavy toolboxes that they lugged from one cathedral construction site to another. This was the beginning of the Freemasons, which included important 18th century philosopher and statesmen Rousseau and Voltaire, Washington and Jefferson. Out of this movement, the age of enlightenment evolved, proclaiming human rights and the freedom of speech and religion. America and Britain were strongly influenced in developing governmental institutions to protect these rights. The thinkers of the late 18th century knew that a long road lay ahead to realize their dreams. Slavery, colonialism, persecution of minority was added to the thoughts of how to limit the power of monarchs and emperors. Perhaps they realized that the road would never end, but over time, as Dr. King reminded us, the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice. Change takes a long time, but it does happen. So now you have completed the first step of joining those who work towards the betterment of the world. You have your toolbox, and you carry the ability to discern truth from falsehood. You understand that there is no alternative truth, and you know that a community made up of multitude of ethnicities, religions, and nationalities can live in harmony. You have learned that our fragile planet is made up of uncountable networks, all dependent on one another. You know that we all need to repair the errors of the past, carefully watching out that the consequences of today's actions do not endanger humankind in the future. You have learned compassion for one another. And now, for the message from the heart, I ask Doris to continue.
Graduates of the class of 22, you are special. You are special because the experiences that you have lived on our Magic Mountain is very different from those of other LAS graduating classes. In March 2020, LAS was required by the Swiss government to close its doors, sending all students home, and faculty taught you as much as possible on a personalized basis over 17 time zones. The school administration needed to encourage all that our community remained close. The caring and compassion was difficult to maintain. The graduation of the class of 2020 took place online. The sharing of dreams for the future was without hugs and tears between the LAS brothers and sisters, and the goodbye tears were shed on actually 6 continents. Then the class of 2021 celebrated graduation without parents or faculty in attendance, who could only participate through streaming services. The class showed how the COVID experience had given them love for each other. I saw how students were helping during difficult times and drying the tears of their friends. But just as all of us were taking a deep breath, thankful for having lived through the challenging pandemic times, the war between Russia and Ukraine started. How proud I was to learn that our Russian students exclaimed that they would take care of their Ukrainian brothers and sisters. And as LAS founder Sigrid Ott said, politics stays outside our doors. During these times, you have listened to your hearts and shown how we are all family. Stephen and I will now move amongst you for our special message. We hope that you will strive for self-improvement through study and an open mind, and that you will never stop to find excitement in learning.
We hope that you will be loyal to your friends and your family in happiness and sorrow, in good times and in difficult times, loyal to your convictions, for they will carry you through the tribulations of life.
We hope that you will find love and will love beyond mutual attractions throughout life. But remember, loving is trying to make others happy. To quote the Corinthians, love is patient and kind. Love is not jealous or boastful. It is not arrogant or rude. Love does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrong, but rejoices at the right. Love bears all things, believes in all things, hopes all things, and endures all things. Love never ends.
We hope that you will be strong and withstand the challenges of life. As written by William Henley in the final verse of his poem Invictus, it matters not how strait the gate, how charged with punishment the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. Stay strong when the winds blow hard.
We hope that somewhere hidden in your soul, you will remain a bit of a child that can find joy in the small things of life. The excitement of winter's first snow, the budding flowers of spring, or the sun setting over the horizon, the dent du midi. Keep on, experience the beauty of the world like a child, seeing it for the first time in wonderment.
We hope that you will remain citizens of the world, actively contributing to the understanding among humankind. Citizens of the world are tolerant and understanding of other traditions and cultures. A citizen of the world bridges artificial barriers by finding unity in being members of humankind.
We hope that you will lead a full life and experience its joys. We hope that you will find inner strength to face, overcome, and learn from the trials and difficulties of life, always putting them into perspective with those that other people experience.
We hope that you experience success in life and you will not forget those less fortunate than you. There is true joy in giving and helping others.
We hope that you will remember the magnificence of the Dent du Midi at sunset and loveliness of the first snows on the slopes above Leysin. We hope that you will be committed to maintaining the world's beauty for future generations.
Now I need this one. We hope that you will subscribe to the message spoken by Fred Ott, founder of our school, at the first LAS graduation in 1962. My creed. I do not choose to be a common man. It is my right to be uncommon if I can. I seek opportunity, not security. I do not wish to be a kept citizen, humbled or dulled. I want to take the calculated risk to dream and to build, to fail and to succeed. It is my heritage to stand erect, proud and unafraid, to think and act for myself, to enjoy the benefits of my creations, and to face the world boldly and say, "This I have done." All this is what it means to be a citizen of the world. Keep the faith in yourself and your Creator.
Godspeed and au revoir.
Thank you for those inspiring words. A person needs both roots and wings to succeed in life. Roots to know oneself and wings to grow beyond oneself. It is with their families that our students have grown roots. Let us give a huge round of applause and appreciation to what they've done to your parents. So thank you, parents. The wings that will carry you to greater heights have been given to you by your teachers. They have encouraged you to look beyond yourself, believe in yourself, and soar higher than you ever imagined was possible. Let us give your teachers a big round of applause for the appreciation they've done. Now we come to the highlight of today's commencement ceremony, the awarding of diplomas. I'm going to ask Mrs. Lynch, Dean of Academics, to read the names as Christoph, my brother, and my sister will award the diplomas. So.
Mohammed Al-Zaben. Susanna Andrzejewska. Mariana Ortega Esparza. Ask Bade. Ignacio Bico Novo. Alexander Bishop. Mia Chavez Santos. Blingapon Chavaldit. James Chen. Luke Ching. Fernando Corral Collado. Rafael Coutinho Padua. Alejandra de Leon Martin. Pavel Efimov. Isabella Eret. Mani Esmaili. Javier Estañol. Isadora Felipe. Ella Finstoon. Christoph Forman. John Giannopoulos. Valeria Golubeva. Pedro Gomez Marquez. Eric He. Lucas Hesketh. Oliver Holmes. Joey Sue. Maya Ishida. Ryota Ito. Divyansh Jain. Adele Karasaratova. Jasmine Kennedy. Se-Wan Kim. Yu-Hyun Julia Kim. Hannah Klinsevich. Daria Kochetkova. Jakub Konieczny. Yihan Eva Ku. Vakaris Lapienis. Nicole Leroy. Dea Likai. Virginia Lorenzetti. Wen Yu Ma. Praslin Martin Nebot. Leo Chem Mermillion. Daniel Tarani. Holia Mokhtar. Liana Manuela Montejo Soler. Alvaro Moreno Olaya. Bastian Morgia Fahar. Lavanya Nagaraj. Tang Tao Vivian No. Ana Gabi Nunez. Phoenix Peltier. Homer Reynolds. Ana Paula Ruther. Nadia Radayeva. Santiago Sáenz de Boragua. Linda Catarina Mendez Simon. Alice Smirnova. Denis Sokolov. Daria Sosnowska. Luka Stanojevic. Artem Terashenko. Yuki Tomita. Cody Turner. Alessio Tuzzolo. Natsumi Valverde Kawahara. Maria Vega Alvarez. Kasparas Vingilis. Vukash Vezowowski. Edward Wiedmeyer Ruiz Picasso. Eleanor Worth. Jinda Shin. Tony Yu. Graduates, please stand. Traditionally, the moving of the tassel at graduation is called turning the tassel or the turning of the tassel ceremony. It symbolizes one's transition from candidate to graduate. Will the graduates now turn their tassels from right to left?
Congratulations again. A staff group will now perform Hail to Thee, Our Fostering Mother. This piece was composed by my grandfather and founder of LAS, Fred C. Ott, when he was only 16 years old and himself a boarding school student. So as they sit up, I ask everyone to stand for the school hymn. Thank you to all staff members. I would now like to welcome Christoph Ott, my brother, who has just returned to Switzerland from a year-long sabbatical in Mexico with his family. After working at LAS for 15 years, Christoph decided to step away from all operational responsibilities, although he remains an integral part of the LAS board. I'd like to ask him to please step forward.
Proud parents, exhausted faculty, and beautiful class of 2022. Before sharing my closing words with you, I would like to take the time and pause for a moment to think about what the LAS faculty has given you, graduates of 2022. I would like to share a short letter by Albert Camus, a French author, philosopher, and Nobel Prize winner. In 1957, Camus became the second youngest Nobel Prize winner. Within a few days of receiving this prize, he recognized the profound, course-altering impact his former teacher had on him. Dear Monsieur Germain, I let the commotion around me these days subside a bit before speaking to you from the bottom of my heart. I have just been given far too great an honor, one I neither sought nor solicited. But when I heard the news, my first thought, after my mother, was of you. Without you, without the affectionate hand you extended to the small, poor child that I was, without your teaching and example, none of all of this would have happened. I don't make too much of this sort of honor, but at least it gives me the opportunity to tell you what you have been and still are for me, and to assure you that your efforts, your work, and the generous heart you put into it still lives on in one of your little schoolboys who, despite the years, has never stopped being your grateful pupil. I embrace you with all my heart. Albert Camus. To the faculty of LAS, please. So, as some of you know, I've just returned from one of the most transformative years of my life. I was in Mexico for the past academic year with my wife Gosha and my kids Jonas and Alec. Due to the pandemic, we had to throw out our carefully prepared plans within 72 hours and change continents. So we basically left for Mexico with only 2-week apartment reservation. Everything else was a blank sheet of paper. Fast forward 9 months, I came back with an amazing sense of achievement. We created a new life, made phenomenal new friends and relationships, and learned not just to survive, but to thrive in Mexico, a country as different as Switzerland can be. My children went to a new school, learned Spanish, and played in the local football team, Los Titanes. And Titans they have become. I am so proud of them. And you, parents, must feel the same way today, looking at your kids sitting on these benches. My big reset life experience has taught me some profound life lessons. Life does not happen to you, it happens for you. We are all part of something much, much bigger, and we can choose to live in fear or to live in love. Fear was a player in our experience in Mexico, but we decided how much we would allow it to be part of our life. Our imagination was always creating scenarios, and we consciously chose not to let the horror movie running in the back of our mind impact our worldview and paralyze us. This was a conscious effort. This was a conscious choice. During my year away from LAS, I had the chance to peel away the onion layers of my being and find my purpose. I reflected on how I grew up seeing my grandparents and then my parents dedicating their lives to building a better future by educating young people. Away from Leysin, I was able to contemplate and identify that inspiring and impacting young people is also my true passion. So, as you walk out of this door behind you, you can choose to live your life based on fear or on love. So as you walk out of this door behind you, ask yourself, what can I bring to the world? How can I be of service to the world with my talents? So as you walk out of this door behind you, open up the door in your mind so that you can see what doors the universe is presenting you with. And that's all you need to figure out. So many of us chose a path based on fear, disguised as practicality. Dream big and ask the universe for it. You can fail at what you don't want to, so might as well try doing something you love, right? Your job is not to figure out the how. Your job is to figure out the what. Create, believe, and become your intention. Intention is everything. Without intention, nothing was ever achieved. Be in your full intention, and don't be married to the outcome, because as one door closes, others will open. When the door in your mind is open, you will see the ones presented to you, and all you need to do is walk right through it. And when things don't work out, tell yourself that this is the way it was supposed to be. This is the way it was supposed to happen, because there's something much bigger down the road. As Jeon Kwan, a Zen Buddhist nun, featured in the Netflix series Chef's Table that I love watching with my son Jonas, said about intentionality. Everything you do in life, you must treasure it. Use your 5 senses: body, feeling, intention, perception, and consciousness, and see what is missing in what you're doing. Progression with the greatest passion and with the greatest energy is a kind of enlightenment. So, dear class of 2022, choose to live in courage, choose to live in confidence, choose to live in purpose, and most of all, choose to live in passion. Thank you very much.
Thank you for those inspiring words. So as we come to the end of today's ceremony, I'd like to invite all of you, parents, guests, and also a lot of the underclass students who will be there to the Belle Époque for a wonderful reception. I hope the weather is actually okay. I thought it rained a little bit, but if the weather's nice, we'll be also able to enjoy some wonderful food outside. So their graduation pictures will be available at the Belle Époque for purchase, and there also will be photographers around if you would like to have more portraits taken. We will be leaving in the opposite order of entry, so we will leave here together first, followed by all the graduates, and then we ask all of the guests, parents, to leave the church. So please, you leave last. I asked as we get out, we will be welcomed by the Rose des Alpes, which is the town band, and right before that, the graduates will be able to do the traditional throwing of the hat. So, my last and final request to you, graduates of 2022, when you get to the Belle Époque, don't forget to return your hood and your gown. So, wonderful. So, thank you very much. I will now ask Mr. Benassi for the recessional, please.
Merci, excusez-moi. Excusez-moi. Ok, vas-y. Ouais, c'est bon, vas-y. Désolé. On va venir avoir tous les parents.